Sean and Lacey live. Just kidding. It is Lukey and Bobby live.
Lukey Bobby. Like Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're
You're
last.
last. Coming off race weekend, Lukey Bobby sounds right. At least here
It
in it.
does. It does. So we already have 150 people on.
Let's
That is
go.
way more than anytime Sean has had anyone on. So just remember, everyone, that there's 150 of you.
I think more. More are going to come on later.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So, Luke, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
Dude, this has been, if there was ever an epic week that basically everybody on this live wanted to be in Indianapolis this past weekend, they just weren't. But if there was ever an epic week to be in Indy, it was this past weekend. We had Carb Day. We had Sir's playoffs that didn't go so well. But then we had the race, which was just totally epic. So, yeah, I've been, it was nice because I had Friday and Monday off. So I got to enjoy a long Labor Day weekend. What about you, man?
So I went to San Francisco with the Helms. And then from there, I went to Montana. I tried to surprise my 14-year-old niece for her birthday. And I was like this close. And then her dad was like planning out the dinner. And like they were naming off everyone. And her dad was like, isn't Robert going? And they're like, dude. My niece was like in the room, so
damn.
When she saw me, she was like, "Yeah, cool," on her phone. Didn't really care. Like she didn't act like she cared. But then the next morning, she texted me something sweet. So
that's nice. And I saw James is asking about my jaw. James was adjusting me at sales. This isn't a flattering angle, but I think just for the audience, I have this jaw issue. Where I couldn't open my mouth. So let me try to get 3 fingers here. Hold on. I need a drum roll. I need like a drum roll sound. Thank you. 3 fingers, everybody.
Ta-da! Let's go.
Still there. Still got it.
Okay. Heck yeah. Well, Lukey, what announcements do we got?
We got some big ones. We have a BDC certified coach who's putting on, and he's worked so hard to plan it, prepare for it. He's done an amazing job. A book yourself solid event called Get Booked Solid in Alberta, Canada. So Enrico, if you're on, thanks for all the hard work you've done putting this event together. Guys, it's an awesome event. It's June 11th and 12th in Alberta, Canada. Like I said, I've never been there, but everyone said it's just the most beautiful. It's like where Banff is, just like the most beautiful place on earth. I don't know, but it's going to be a great event. So if you guys are looking to book tickets to Get Booked Solid in Alberta, Canada, send me an email or just drop a comment below, and I will just send you all the details you need on this. But Enrico, our very own, he's a Black Diamond Club certified coach. He's super involved in Book Yourself Solid as well. So. That's going to be an awesome event. So that's July 11th and 12th. And then the following week.
Oh, man. We got Abundance and Overflow the following week.
Go.
Man. So if you haven't got your tickets yet to Abundance and Overflow, I honestly don't know what you're waiting for. We got Tyler McBroom, Claudia Gambin, Mark B. Murphy. We got Sean and Lacey. We got Alex Pakoff, I think is how you say his last name.
Something like that.
Yeah, but that Tyler guy, he's doing a lot of stuff with Tony Robbins. I've been following his Instagram for a while, and
what's he got?
Doing a lot. Like how many followers?
No, just like what's his angle? What's he talk about?
He does a lot of lifestyle and finance stuff. So if you want to learn more, come to Abundance and Overflow.
Seems perfect for that event. Makes sense. Finances, abundance.
Let's go. And like Mark B. Murphy is going to be there. If you saw him talk last year, then And if you didn't see him last year, you should come. I'm super excited, and it's in Nashville. I've never been to Nashville before, uh, so whoever got Nashville, like I think it was me who pulled that one off. Uh,
Was it? Nashville's great. Well, so Bobby, you have a long history in Vegas. I mean, Nashville's the Las Vegas of the Midwest. And it's just bachelorette. Imagine like if everyone in Wisconsin, Indiana, and Michigan all had their bachelorette party the same weekend and all booked like a party bus. That's basically and they all bought cowboy boots like the week before.
oh,
Can anyone back me up? Like, is this not? I mean, I feel like I gave a pretty good description. Okay, okay, Nashville, Tennessee is not the Midwest. Nashville's the Midwest. I think I'm gonna hold my point there. Hold my ground there.
you know, I'm never gonna like. This is gonna be the one time in history where I'm going to agree with James Taylor. That's it. So it's recorded. There you go. Now every other time, going to. Oh,
And just
Stefana
to,
made a movie there.
that's cool. Made it my home. There you go. Uh, I do want to clear up. People were asking about yeah, and thanks Megan. Megan addressed it in the comments, but yeah, July 11th to 12th, not June. So the Book Yourself Solid Canada event. There's still plenty of time to sign up, but do not wait any longer. Get your tickets to that. But it's in July 11th and 12th for Get Book Solid. So thanks for the help on that.
Cool.
The one other announcement we have is our weekly Crew 52 shout out. So, just as a reminder, Crew 52 is a group we put together this year. Natalie Sains has been running point on it and just bringing together 52 people that want to just highlight and amplify 51 other people. And then on one given week of the whole year, they themselves are highlighted and amplified by the 51 others. So this week, that member is our very good friend. Let me find him. Archie Bayacall.
Archie.
If you guys haven't met
So
Archie, he's just the man. I feel like there's not enough good things I can say about this dude, but yeah, he's the Crew 52 member of the week. So shout him out if you're in Crew 52. Even if you're not, shout him out. Show him some love. If you scan that QR code, it tells you all about his business and kind of what he's looking for and what he needs just help with. So anything
yeah,
else on?
Archie's podcast is awesome. So if you want
Oh
to
yeah.
learn like self development, jujitsu, and just everything all around, he brings in some really amazing guests, and he like basically has like self taught edit on his own. So we just happen to be talking about content tonight, so it's kind of a perfect highlight. So
Throwing this
go
back
check that
up.
out.
Yeah, throwing this back up for a quick second. Scan that QR code. Show our good friend Archie some love. He is the man.
And if you want to see Archie, I believe he's coming to Abundance and Overflow. So
Cool. That's all the announcements we got.
cool.
What's our topic tonight?
Our topic is consistent when it comes to creating content.
Being consistent when it comes to creating content. So, show of hands in the chat who has I don't know, who has like a forum where whether it's your Facebook business page, your personal business page, or any forum that you post on with some regularity, consistency, where you're showing up for your community. Does anyone have a local, whether it's a local page or anything like that? Sudan, you're not good at that. Well, hopefully we can teach you
Stefana.
to get a little good at it. Bobby, this is so when we were finding a topic of what we could talk about, we're like, me and Bobby don't have a ton in common. The one thing I thought of that we do have in common is we both have white Hyundai Elantras. So I was like, we could either talk about that, or we both have just like an outlet where Bobby has a podcast and my wife and I have like an Instagram blog. But basically, the main point through any type of content, any type of personal blog or podcast, the overall arching takeaway, the thing that's going to make you a winner is being consistent. That is just the
Oh yeah.
ultimate. That's the ultimate recipe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, when I first started like my podcast and like I was afraid for 5 years. I would buy all the equipment, I would record it, I'd even like drive into the mountains in Montana away from everyone. And once I press replay, I would get so afraid of my own voice. I literally would throw the equipment in in the dumpster and drive off. And I kept doing this repeatedly. So if you're when you are making content, just start. You're gonna be bad at it. You're going to be bad at it. You know what? Uh, Evan Carmichael, he is a huge YouTuber, and I remember him talking to me one time, and said, if you were good at making videos 10 years ago, you would have been already making videos. So suck faster and don't get caught up on the equipment. It doesn't matter. I literally recorded my first podcast for 6 months on my iPhone 6 and a $20 mic on Amazon. And when it comes to creating content, you want to be consistent. You always want, like, I thought like I could do 3 episodes a week. Really, if you're editing by yourself, interviewing by yourself, finding the guest by yourself, like 3 episodes a week is a lot. And I got burnt out.
That is a lot,
So,
though. You're doing
oh
three
yeah,
a week?
3 a week.
Dang.
So I backed it off to 1, and like after doing it for a couple years, like when I didn't show, like when I just stopped, like my audience would be like, "Where are you? What happened to you?"
Hmm.
They'd message me, and like I don't like to get caught up on like the vanity metrics of like how many downloads you have or how many likes or how many subscribers, whatever that looks like. That, like, that's cool, but when I first started my podcast, my intention was, if I can just help one person, then like that's it. And I remember the first DM that I got from an episode, and after that, they just started flooding in. And like that's the reason why I make content, is to provide value. So don't get caught up on the equipment. Don't bite off more than you can chew, and stay consistent.
I love that. Your DMs are probably way more flooded than ours will ever be, but um, one of the tricks when we started our blog was, you said you were doing three podcasts a day. Basically, like our
A
only
week.
sole, or a week. Yep, sorry. Um, our sole focus is like restaurants and like supporting like just local restaurants, basically. When we started, it seems crazy now because now we probably post like, we've been like twice a week, probably like once or twice a week, and we've kind of found like a rhythm there. But when we started, we posted every single day for the first 40 days. So 40 days in a row, a different, it wasn't always a restaurant. Sometimes it was like a coffee shop. So it was easier. So you could do like multiple in a day. But we posted every single day for 40 days. And we thought that like just kind of like helped ramp our like start, was like, if we can just knock out as, like when you're talking about suck faster, it's like I almost can't suck faster than like every single day. James, don't make a joke on that. Um, but when we're posting every single day, it was like, all right, this is basically like I can't do any more than this. And then we just learned exponentially quicker on like what looks good, what people liked, kind of what our like rhythm and cadence was. If
Yeah.
I had to give, well, go ahead. I don't know if you had a question for me.
No, I was just gonna say, like, from the reels, like you showed me a few reels in the beginning, uh, but now like you guys are like professional.
Oh,
Like,
please.
don't tell Mr. James Lewis this, but you might have him beat.
Oh, please. Bobby, please. Well, I know you gave your three pointers earlier, so I'll give pointers that what helps us, I guess, just achieve consistency. Knowing that consistency is the key. You're gonna have content that's worse than others. You're gonna have a podcast episode that maybe doesn't go, as smooth as you always want it to do. And we have reels that we will like, you know, we a lot of the times the restaurants are covering the bill, and a lot of times they're not if we're just like showing up. So it's like so many times we'll like spend money and we'll still leave, and I'm like, man, I don't even think I got all the shots I wanted to get. So I'm like, after we spent all this money, and now I still almost need to like go back the next day to get something that I missed, or I don't know. So not everything goes perfect, but just staying consistent. But within that, the three pointers I would give is first, plan your content. Sean and Lacey talk about a lot of the time, like what gets scheduled gets done. So it's easy. It's easy to like get behind or like lack in consistency when you don't have like a routine planned. Like if you know, like I'm gonna post every Monday and Wednesday, and when you don't, you have that like feeling of, oh, I didn't post today. Um, that can like throw you off your rhythm. So plan it and then make sure it gets done.
Yeah, yeah.
You kind of mentioned like those like vanity metrics, but yeah, I would just kind of echo that. We always say just we don't mind the numbers. It would be lying to say like we don't like look, or like obviously you want every podcast or every reel to like
Yeah,
go viral. Like you
absolutely.
want the millions and millions of views. So of course we like look at that, but like I just say like don't mind them, like don't sweat it. You're obviously going to have ones that don't perform as well, and that's like totally fine because you're setting yourself like you're never going to have one that does if you're like not posting it. So once again,
Hmm.
the key is just always churning. We're just always putting more and more out there. So if you have one that sucks, it's just almost a quicker like we're like, oh, let's do one like we like plan one sooner to like cover that one up to like bounce back quicker after maybe one that didn't go our way.
Yeah.
And then one more tip that has like worked well in ours is like because ours is a local blog, like finding local collaborators in your area. Again, another big talking point from Sean and Lacey, and even like book yourself solid principles. But like relationships, especially local ones, are key. And a lot of people like you're not the only one in your area who will have a local podcast, or in our case, like a local food blog. So there's other people who are doing what you're doing that maybe just have a slightly different perspective, or because they've been doing it longer, or just have a different area of expertise. There's a lot to learn from them. So we've learned lessons, we've made money, and have just like been able to grow by like leaning into our like local collaborators. So I would say that's been a big one for us.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish your thought, Bobby, and then I feel like there's been some like questions. At least I saw at least
No,
one. So I'm
no,
going to look here.
absolutely. So, um, uh, I love that you said local collaboration opportunities, but like it doesn't even have to be local. Like when I found out Sean and Lacey have a podcast called None of Your Business, I reached out to them and we ended up collaborating on a few things. And like that's just like one example of what could happen when you start making content and collaborate with people. Like if I didn't have a podcast, I literally would have never met Sean and Lacey.
Hmm.
Like I maybe like, but probably not.
Right.
So when people like are on the fence about making content or starting that podcast, like just start. You're not going to become Joe Rogan your third episode. So like you're going to suck. Get over it. Keep going, keep pushing, and yeah, it's just like you got this. Get at it your own way. But let's answer some questions.
Yeah, well, okay, so this one's just a comment, Bobby, but it's a special one from Stefana. She said, "Bobby, you'll appreciate this. When I started in 2013 with my podcast, I went live every single day at 5:15 a.m. for that exact reason, even if one person benefited.
I
So,
love that. I love
Jim
that.
said, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, go for good for you, Stefana. That's awesome.
Jim says maybe a dumb question. Not a dumb question. Are you making money from this content? We we do and we don't. We do sometimes and we don't sometimes. Sometimes we'll just go to a restaurant. My goal for this year was I do not want to pay for a meal. I do not want to pay for a local meal in Indianapolis. And that's been like 75% the case. So a lot of times we're not getting like paid money, but like restaurants are always so willing to like give us free food, which in some cases is good, in some cases it's like not as valuable to us. So when we started, we were only spending money. Then I feel like we were working on trade, and now I feel like we're trying to, as best we can, do trade like free food and a small payment. It like we charge like 200, $300 for a 30-second reel.
Yeah. What I like when I first started making my podcast, like I like wanted to make like eventually the end goal was to be a full-time podcaster. Eventually, and like I thought the how the money would come in would be like the traditional monetization way, but what I didn't expect was like speaking gigs or people calling me Robert Delude the podcast dude, and everyone's just asking me for advice. And somebody was like, "Why don't you just start coaching people?" And I'm like, "I guess I never really even thought about that." Or editing their podcast or whatever. Like monetiz- I learned over the years that monetization comes through
Different
different,
form.
yeah, different forms. So
Yeah. And being open
expect,
to
yeah,
yeah, being open to those ways. Like the very first time we had like big monetization was a local collaborator saying, and so we're about to do our third magazine guide. We've done like two magazine guides with our favorite like breweries and distilleries, our favorite like date nights, and like you don't think you'd make money from it, but we're basically like selling on behalf of this magazine. And he sends us one big invoice, and we just off the cost onto restaurants, and we ended up with like a pretty sizable like
let's
check from,
go.
I know, from like doing that. And I was like, oh, this is so like it was kind of unexpected. But
Heck
yeah,
yeah,
like
good for
being open to
you.
those like unique ways of it's not like dollar in, dollar out for like you give me this, I give you money, but it can come in like different ways.
Yeah,
Georgia
absolutely.
said favorite portable podcast setup. If you have an answer for this, Bobby, you can give it. If not, Georgia, we have like a Amazon storefront where James has put together like everything you need. It's the setup that Sean and Lacey use at both houses, Westfield and Naples. And it's like a podcast on a cart, and it's like all the things you need: the light, the mics, the cart for the stuff, the headphones. What do you got, Bobby?
If you were going just to do a podcast on the go, your phone, DJI mics, maybe a tripod. That's it. There is a thing called Zoom, US, I think. It's not Zoom, the like video conference. That's
I was like,
not.
but like that is like Zoom.us is like the URL.
Oh, okay. It's not the Zoom conference. It is like this little handheld recorder that if you have mics, you can plug like mics in, the XLR mics into it,
Yeah.
and that's really, really good. But DJI mics and your phone, that's really all you need for like portable. I guess depending on like what you mean by portable, uh, but yeah.
Um, James was saying that link was down, so I'll look for it tonight. I know at least Megan is on, so maybe if Megan, if you know where to grab that, it's Sean and Lacey's Amazon storefront. Like one of the very first things is that podcast kit. If you could find that and drop the link in the chat. If not, I'll send it to you, Jen, and you, or sorry, Georgia and James and
All right.
Jen.
So Matt Musgrave, what up, Matt? With there being hundreds of thousands of podcasts, there's actually over like 1.3 million. But How do you cut through the noise? What are some things that can make a podcast unique? You. You is what nobody else has. Be your authentic self. If you're trying to be like your idol or your rival or a show that you really like obviously your listeners are going to see that you not being your authentic self. So just be you. You are what makes you unique. What does Sean and Lacey talk about in the Book Yourself Solid challenges? Ask your community what makes you unique. And that's like what's really going to get out there. And this is the like honestly the best kept secret. It blows my mind that podcasters don't use this. So everything is connected to Google. So in your show notes, you want to use the show notes as a shortcut summary for your SEO. Have that the best keyword for organic SEO possible. Because when somebody types up, you know, chiropractic care and you have a chiropractic podcast, if your keyword search is good, then Google's going to bring your podcast to the top. Depending on, and like that's free. You don't have to pay for advertising or anything on that. You just have to get really good on your keywords. And now, if you enable the setting on Apple Podcasts, it will transcribe it for you. Then you take that transcription and you have that setting. Then, whenever somebody searches the keyword, Apple is helping you with that organic SEO as well. So that's what I would say.
I agree with that. I mean, I feel like that's what everybody should strive for, but it probably sounds. I'm like hearing it as like the advice giver, but then I'm also hearing it as the receiver. Like I feel like it's easy to say like, well, I don't have anything special to offer, and all these people in Hollywood that have access to celebrities and millions of dollars. Of course, their podcast is going to blow up where mine never will. But I feel like the only way maybe theirs even got to that place was they were their authentic self and they found, I don't know, something. I'm trying to think of like unique things they bring to the podcast, like I think of like that Bobby All-Top girl always comes up on my feed, the one that like
Yeah.
talks really close to the microphone and like they're holding the mics, they're sitting in like a weird posture together.
Yeah.
That's like
Drake was
all it
like
is
in bed with her.
in bed. Yeah, but like all it is a podcast, but it's like her unique thing was like, all right, it's with cool celebrities, I guess, but it wasn't at first, but it's like I'm filming you in kind of like a weird situation where you're not like in a comfortable normal podcast setup. We're in like a bed. That's like
Yeah,
attention
absolutely.
grabbing.
Absolutely. I love what was it? Alon did like he like was in a cold plunge and then was in a sauna. Like chill and free. I forget the name of it, Alon. I'm sorry. But like that was pretty cool. I saw Ashley Campbell. She wants her and Andrew want to do like a conversation in Corvettes or something podcast.
But like having that filmed, like that would look like visually, if it was like in a Corvette, it would look way different off the jump. No matter what the content is, it would look way different than any other podcast you'd seen, at least that
Yeah.
I've seen.
No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sizzle and chill. Thank
That's
you.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
And then one of them was like doing it from like a cold plunge, like
Yeah.
quick
Yeah.
lessons, like that, like something like that.
You know what I would recommend. So I had the first None of Your Business podcast and
And you're gonna die on that hill.
I'm gonna die on that hill. Oh, gotcha. So so I like mine is a self-development one and my first logo was like an atom bomb because like we all matter and like nobody got that. They're like none of your business. This atom bomb is this like a sign, like nobody got it. So don't do that. Have your name and logo make sense. So when people are doom scrolling through podcast app, like is this something that a new listener would listen to?
Bobby,
Don't.
and yet it's so perfectly you because you got it. Because get it, guys, Adam. Because we all matter. If you ended your show like that, that would be cool.
I didn't. I didn't. Uh, but all right, let's. People didn't come here
I know.
to hear us banter. So people came
No, they're
here
not.
to learn to win some money. So
They did. That they did. All right, $300 in the pot. Every name in Book Yourself Solid and uh, Black Diamond Club, except for James Taylor, is in the digital canasta. So we are going to.
wait, you put his name back in there?
No, I told you I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I charged him a lot of money today, so he got double whammy.
Double whammy. Hey, before we spend that money, I just want to make an ask. Everyone that's watching, can you go into the Facebook groups and say that this was the best show ever? All right. That's going to get you some good luck tonight.
I was not going to back you on that, but here we go. Big money, big money. First name. I do not know this one. Jen Bullock. Do you know her?
I don't.
Jill
Bullock. I feel like she's a Book Yourself Solid member.
Jill, book yourself solid. Come on in.
I hope
on $300
because that would. Let's go.
Let's
go. Fake name.
Fake name. I think it is. I mean, Bull Luck. What is? No, that's fake. Our prices. Oh Jesus! All right.
We need to block that fuel.
We do. We do. He's unhinged. All right, name number 2. Who we got? Ooh. Oh, I saw Tamika Taylor in there. So
I did.
Keitha
Marcel?
Seal? I think when I was typing this up today as a fake, I think I just did like a typo and kind of kept it. Keitha Meseal? It kind of sounds
that
like
is
you're
how
talking
you.
With a lisp. Keitha.
Yeah, I would have remembered that name. And nope. Okay.
All right. Who is feeling super duper lucky?
If you Venmo me $20 right now, you might win.
If you Venmo me $50, I'll draw another fake name. All right. Name number 3.
Let's go.
Who we got? Jason Pfeiffer?
Jason.
I know there's a Jason Cryer. He coaches a Sean, but this looks like that, but it's the fake version. Jason Pfeiffer, are you out there? Who are these?
He has 2 first names.
Pfeiffer is a first name?
Oh, a kid I went to high school with.
Was named Pfeiffer?
Yeah.
Am I? Maybe a Montana thing?
Yeah, I didn't really think that one through until I realized where I was from. So, all right, guys. Well, I know
none of those fake people won, so that's too bad.
Look at all those real names. The one and only Lacey Book shows up.
Lacey was like, "Please do not give away any more of my money."
All right, guys. Well, we love you. You got any closing thoughts, Lukey?
Well, I've been encouraged by it. I feel like we've seen a couple people in the chat that said they're starting a podcast this week. For me, a podcast was always too I don't know. It was too daunting. So I feel like just blog style for me is so much easier. I want Bobby. I know I've committed this to you for a long time. I committed this to the team for a long time, but I'm going to start my Godless Luke podcast very soon. It's like coming down the pipeline.
Oh, I thought you were just doing an IG,
Well,
not a
yeah. Did I say
podcast.
no? Yeah, blog style. Same as the IG. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well,
So,
hey, I know that it was your goal this year. The year's not over yet, so you could probably make your reels when you're in the gym at the same time.
100%, which I do a lot. And
Yeah.
no, so for those who are just starting, or for those who have already started, yeah, stay consistent, keep posting. Um, I don't know, big things have paid off, and it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So fail forward. Don't bite off more than you can chew, and just go. All right. We love you guys. See you next
See
time.
ya.